Hey guys, this is Terry. I was wanting to give everybody a quick update on what I've been up to for the last several weeks. I think on my last video I was finishing up details with the door panel and starting some of the other interior stuff that I've been needing to do. I did go ahead and get some work done on what I refer to as the knee bolster. And this is what we've got so far. It looks pretty good. It's covered up a lot of the ugliness that I didn't like about here. Of course, I still got, stuff that I need to do, and all this stuff will be back behind there and come up from the top side down to go across here. It's not like I'm gonna spool it across the steering column, but anyway, this is what I've got right now. This area right here is split in the center of the steering column, and it's been allowed for leather, which is what all this stuff is going to be, leather. It's offset about an 1/8 inch to allow leather to run past on this part and wrap, and come in and wrap on this part. That way it should be flush when it's all said and done, with a nice little tight gap there, and that's how I wanted to do that. Same over here. I allow 5/100 for leather. So with that said, this here has a 10/100 gap from the kick panel to the knee bolster. That way I can wrap leather on this and run the leather past on that, and still have a nice tight gap with no fitment issues after the fact. This part here is probably going to be painted to match the console. This is the door for access to the fuse box. So if anything goes wrong, I can get it. I still have access to get in there when that time comes, if that time comes. My luck, it'll be when. If something really big has to happen outside of flashers and fuses, like if I need to get into a relay or something like that, then this panel here will have to come off, because I have relays that are as far up as there, and there's more along the inside here, and I know you can't see that, but anyway, if anything big has to happen, it's going to probably have to come off. And this here is just basically some little tabs welded on the back side, and then you just kind of slide it over there, and the magnets hold it in. So that's that. Certain areas I couldn't really clean up as well as I wanted to, like in this area here. This pedal was bigger than shit, so all the mechanics of this pedal. So I probably wouldn't go with this pedal again if I had to do over again, but this is where we're at today, and I'm not going to take it back or anything like that, so we're just going to move on with it. After everything's all said and done, I'll have a little leather bag sewed up to Velcro on here to cover this area here up, and I'll have the same thing go on up here for the hood latches and hood releases on both sides. That'll finish those details out. So on the other side, kick panel, that's Rev B. Rev A, which is right here, which I'm gonna cut apart, had a lot bigger step up here at the top, and I didn't like that. I mean, it was okay. It looked okay when it was in there, but it had a lot bigger offset at the top, and as I was welding it up, I'm like, maybe I can minimize that a little bit. So this is actually Rev B, and Rev B is what we actually went with. I like it. Notice that's a little tighter at the top. Gets it everything a little bit closer to the ECM, which is okay. And I mounted a deal back here on the firewall. Anything going through the firewall that you'll see as far as fasteners, I've been using these things here, and I've been ordering them like through eBay and stuff like that. These little guys. We call them rev nuts. Some people call them rivet nuts. But you can get a tool, looks like a pop rivet gun, to expand these They look pretty good. They look good. It beats, you know, welding a nut on the outside of the firewall, because I never liked that. Now, as far as like doing that in the frame, I just welded flange nuts on there. Used a unibit to the right size hole and flushed up a flange nut and welded it on there, and then that's about as structural as you can get. But anyway, this is what we went with on this, and it's, like I said, it's got the same 10/100 cap all around to compensate for leather, and it's going to get its own bag here to cover that up when everything's said and done. Thinking about mounting the ADL in this area here somewhere, and I'm not opposed to up here either. I don't know about that yet. I haven't really thought about it. That actually could happen after everything's said and done with a couple of sheet metal screws. Like I said, I don't know. And the check engine light, I don't know about it either. I don't know where it's going to go. It's probably going to be somewhere out of the way too, next to this thing. What I have left to do is I'm going to take all this stuff out and do any kind of minor body work that I have to do, like in these areas where I broke and angled it and had to weld on it, and like in here I'm going to do the light body work on that and then go ahead and put it on epoxy primer. And I know that's DTM. Well, I am DTM. I like DTM. Everybody has their preferences. I guess mine is DTM. 60 years of body work being done in DTM. That's good enough for me. But and then I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put them in epoxy primer, and I'm probably gonna go ahead and put them back in the truck and install them, and then start working on the headliner details. I am gonna do something else here. In fact, that's why I bought that bead roller that I showed you at the beginning of the video. I'm going to make a little something to tie this in with the dash. I don't know what that is yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. This here is okay, but it looks like it's an afterthought, and I guess maybe it kind of was. But I'm trying to minimize that look as being an afterthought. So I'm going to bend something up to tie this in and maybe kind of emulate the dash a little bit. So that's why I bought that. I mean, I'll use it for other stuff. I'm going to probably make a stand for it or something, so it's a little easier to use. And that's the automatic the electric version. And the electric version is going to be Julie hand cranking it. She don't know it yet, but she will find out. So anyhow, what else? That's about it. I'm getting ready to do the fiberglass on the top. I'm gonna use the top of the truck as my pattern for the fiberglass. We got a 3M bag that we use to bag our cars when we're doing like a quarter panel or just a fender and we're not taking them off the car. I'm going to do a test out here on the bench. That stuff holds up to paint really well because that's basically what it's designed for. But what I'm going to do is, cut a little piece of that bag off and see how it reacts to fiberglass laminating resin to make sure it doesn't eat it up. If it doesn't eat it up, which I hope it don't, that would be really easy just to bag this roof, take that antenna off and bag the roof, and then basically mold my fiberglass headliner off of the truck, outside of the truck, and then come on the inside and section it to fit in the inside. That'd be the easiest thing to do, easiest way to do it in my opinion. Of course, it'll be cut in the middle, and then I'll have to figure out where I'm going to split the front and the back, or maybe one piece. Don't know. I haven't got there yet. But if it is split, it has to be kind of done like this area down here, where it had to be offset to allow for wrapping of coverings and stuff. So it'll have to be flanged just like that if it's going to be a two-piece deal. But like I said, I'm not there yet. I know that it's going to end right here. The back piece is going to end right in here, and this will be paint from here down. I guess I'll get all that done and any details like that taken care of like how I'm gonna close this out and what's gonna happen here and how all this is gonna mount. Get all that taken care of, and I'll probably bring the seats back out and see how the overall interior, how I like it, and see if there's anything I want to change. Because if I want to change anything, now is probably the time to do it. But anyhow, I think it's coming along. Like I said, I just want to get a little bit of bonnet, a little bit of. You wouldn't think leather would show much imperfections in metal, but it shows a lot more than people think. So I just want to get all the little filling done and get these in primer and sealer and get them put back in and move on to something else. We're getting Shelby a little sister, a little black lab little girl. So she don't know it yet. I guess she'll find out in about 4 weeks. So don't tell her. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. This is Terry. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my Saturday and hopefully watch some NASCAR tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Bye.